You know, were you like a massive movie fan growing up, in the sense of somebody will watch the same film again and again? Is that something that happened, or?
I'm a total runty kind of first row movie watcher.
No,
like
really?
that is me.
Chandan cinema.
Chandan cinema.
Really?
I have grown up watching all the number ones. Kuli number one, ye number one, that number one. I used to see Govinda dancing, and that used to be like, mujhe Govinda banna hai. That was my dream, you know. Govinda Karishma Kapoor. I grew up watching that. So actually this learned sort of actor that people think I am, I'm totally not. I have not watched most of the famous classic Hollywood movies or classic Hindi movies. I recently watched Sholay. I recently watched Mughal-e-Azam. So I'm not academic. I was just like,
I mean, Sholay is hardly academic, but yeah, it's from 1975 and you were born 93. I mean,
biggest
fair, yeah.
hit, you know, like when we talk about like film, cinema, student.
Yeah, I also think it's overrated. But
I have become a, okay, we can't have that conversation, right? But I have become a student of cinema now. Actually, thanks to Ranbir. Ranbir actually has introduced me to, he's like, ye kuch picture dekhti nahi hai, she's not interested in movies, you know, I just want to sit and I want to chat and I want to watch shows and everything. I mean, I'm making myself seem extremely frivolous, but I'm not. Now I've gotten very deep into
No, you're obviously not.
content.
I'll tell you why. Because if that's what you wanted to do, then after Student of the Year, which is a great launch, all right, you wouldn't do a film like Highway, right? I mean, that's a choice you made,
Correct.
which is a certain kind of film.
Correct, but like I said, it's come naturally. It's not come of being a student of cinema. That student of cinema journey started whilst I was working.
So it obviously didn't happen to you because you were in Student of the Year in the first place.
Yeah.
But that's not a part that any director would imagine you in if they saw that film. How did that happen?
Destiny, luck has such a big factor to play in it. Imtiaz was thinking of going with an older woman for that part. He bumped into me at a screening and I was very actively pursuing him.
You're the one who pursued directors, na?
I pursue them. But pursue them not like I don't
Good
pay
morning.
them.
Good morning.
I don't pay them to take me in their movies. Like in case anybody was trying to sell that narrative, none of that happens. I very earnestly go and give them a vibe that I feel like they may enjoy. And dedication, hard work, I think sells on the top of the pyramid, and then comes rest everything else. Talent actually secondary. The hard work and dedication is number one. So I think I gave Imtiaz that vibe that I'm very excited and want to really work with him. You know, I gave him that vibe, and it was genuine, it was heartfelt. And I think he just decided to go this totally off route of a girl who's actually not experienced this life ever, that she experiences in the movie. He decided to go real on it. That's how it happened. And I really again went all in, all out, gave him everything.
So was there an audition for the part, or?
Not really. Again, there was I think there was a look test,
Yeah.
but I think it was this meeting that made him feel that okay, it's an interesting route. He came to my house because he knows my dad, he knows my mum. He gave me the script. He said, read it. I read the script and it was still a very big moment for me. I was like, Imtiaz Ali is offering this also after Rockstar. You have to understand it was a huge thing. I mean, Jabhi Madden of course, but Rockstar also had just happened.
Right.
I read the script and I was like, okay, tough, but
You didn't find it believable though, in the sense that a girl of that age and a trucker in India on a highway, did you think that could possibly happen the way it does in the film?
See, it's not just that she goes and she falls in love with this man on this journey.
Yeah.
She leaves her comforted home that is actually comforted, but actually the reason for trauma in her life. And what you think is your safe space lands up actually being this place that you're not safe in.
Yeah.
And what lands up actually not being the safe place becomes the place you feel the safest. So it's the contrary. So I didn't really think about the trucker, ye, wo and all. I was like, ye kuch trauma hai and this is something, and I connected with that.
Okay.
I connected with that want to get away from actually that safe space that you think is safe.
I mean, obviously you would have connected with Student of the Year, because if you
I
were a
didn't
number one fan, then, you know, Govinda movies and dancing and all those things, I mean, it's in that space, right?
Yeah, but I was not this cheerleader in school or something like, you know, the girl that Shania is, I didn't know how to walk also in those heels. I was walking in those heels and like, it's not me. I didn't dress up. If you saw me, the clothes that I wore for my first audition, you would have been like, that's really not the character. So Karan actually really had the foresight to be like, she'll be able to be this heroine and all. See, the thing is, I wanted to always be heroine, but that's not who I am naturally. If you see me who I am, I would rather sit in my pajamas than get into this big, like, glamorous outfit. I'm not that person. But you don't choose your first film. Your first film chooses you, and I am so grateful that that's my first film that chose me. To be launched by Karan Johar in a massive production with 2 other new actors, and it was like a dream.
Were other people auditioning for the part?
Of course.
Like,
I was
do you
a part
remember who,
of.
if there is any?
I don't know any other people, but I remember auditioning, and what I've been told, 400 girls auditioned for that part. I went and auditioned in my school uniform.
Wow.
Dance to Bahara, something like that.
Which class were you in?
I was in the 11th grade.
Okay. So there is a video
I
like that of
auditioned.
you in a school uniform and dancing to.
Now I changed my clothes then
you
into
did, okay.
something. matlab. But yeah, there is a video of me auditioning. I was wearing some black thing, I remember, and some white, pink cape, thinking that I'm looking very stylish. And right after that, my mother took me for lunch and everything. It was quite a big deal. And I remember being very scared because I'm like, how do I cut away the people who are looking at me and all of that? And somebody told me that just imagine that nobody is there, or maybe I'm imagining that somebody told me this. But I just was able to cut everybody out, and I just see, the thing is, what I did in front of that audition, I used to do a lot as a kid, dancing in front of the mirror to different songs,
Right.
and singing to myself and talking to myself and doing scenes. I used to do a lot of that to myself, like with myself. So I just did that in front of the camera.
I mean, that's what acting is, right? It's controlled insanity. I mean, you're being something that you're really not, and you continue to believe that you are.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And that's what you were doing growing up in any case.
Correct.
Okay, I have to bring this up because we're talking about your first film, and obviously, there is your mother who's been an actor for years, your father who's been a director for years, a producer for years. His father was also, a director for years, and obviously this question has come up in your conversations lots and lots of times. Nepotism, right? One, what do you make of it, and what became that discussion, say 2 years ago, when you were the center of it for some weird reason, right? TV channels going berserk over you. One, how do you take all that was going on in 2020? It was just mayhem on social media. How do you deal with it?
So there are 2 sides to the way you deal with it, right? One
Yeah.
of it is the controlled side, which is, okay, people have something to say. Hopefully, I will prove to them with my movies that I am actually worth, it's like I'm worth the space that I'm occupying, all those things. This is the controlled person in
Yeah.
me. Then the other person in me being like, what the hell is this nonsense?
Yeah.
Like, why is this happening for no reason? See, you have to understand, nepotism, in my opinion, exists in every industry. For some reason, you're focusing only on the film industry. What is nepotism? You're using your connections to leverage a position, to help somebody get a position. I totally understand that I come from a position of privilege because of the family that I'm a part of. So yes, maybe people will see my photograph before seeing another third, fourth person's photograph. But at the end of the day, the photograph is not going to lift off the photograph if you are not giving it some base or some value. Similarly, in a finance, marketing, tech industry, if I put somebody else forward saying, isne tech kiya, isne finance kiya, isne marketing kiya, please give this person the job. But if this person is messing the job up, then obviously the company is going to be at a loss, right? So if I as an actor am not being able to deliver, the producer will be at a loss. So contrary to what people believe, you can't pay for a film to do well, you can't pay for yourself to do well, you can't pay for anything to do well. To do well, you have to work hard and you have to actually be good.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.